Well, hello, YouTube. Today we have The Man Whom the Trees Loved by Algernon Blackwood. If you want to read this little story, if you like Oxford World's classics, I have a link down below to my bookshop.org affiliate link, where if you use it to buy this book or any other book, you get an awesome book. I get a little taste of the action. You know what I mean? But you don't have to, because he's pretty much in the public domain. I think everything's in the public domain. So I'll put a link down below to where you could go read this story for free if you wanted to. So that's always good. Algernon Blackwood, born March 14th, 1869 in Shooters Hill, Kent, England. Died December 10th, 1951 at the age of 82 in London, England. This story was written in 1912, or first published, I should say, in 1912. This is the time of the video where I usually like to kind of say a little blurb about the author, but I've done so many of these little Algernon Blackwood videos this month, and I just don't have time to go doing any heavy research besides Wikipedia. So I'm pretty much plumb out. So there you go. We're just going to skip those for the rest of the month, I suppose. So The Man Whom the Trees Loved is about this dude named David Bittisi. I assume that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. A retired forest conservator living with his devout wife, Sophia, on the edge of a vast English woodlands. David harbors a deep mystical connection to the trees. One testifies after befriending Sanderson, a painter who captures the spiritual essence of trees in his art. As David's communion with the forest deepens, the trees seem to exert a subtle otherworldly influence over him. Sophia, disturbed by what she perceives as paganism and spiritual danger, becomes increasingly alienated. And she feels the exact opposite of David when it comes to these trees. So yeah, this story was very weird. However, I am happy to say, if you've been watching these videos, this is the first one. I think this is the first one that's over like 10 pages. I'm giving the stamp of banger to. It was an absolute banger. I love this story. I was beginning to worry that I only liked his like 8-10 page short stories, and that when he gets a little longer, he gets a little fancy for the pantsy. But this one was a really cool story. It was so strange, and I don't really know how much I can say without kind of spoiling it. But pretty much as David becomes more in love with these forests, or maybe the trees love him. The forest also has like a incredibly distaste for this dude's wife. So basically, what he gets out of the forest and what she gets out of the forest is polar opposites. And the story, basically the story is that the forest is trying to pull him in and separate him from his wife, and of course she doesn't like that. No wife would. So yeah, it don't know what else to say besides it's a banger. It's not pretentious in any way. It doesn't feel like it's overly wordy or any longer than it should be. 'Cause that's what kind of I feel like Wendigo, probably one of his most famous works. I feel like it could have been I feel like it could have been a 15-page short story. This one was, I think, around 70 pages, and I at no point down was I like, this story needs to end. Unlike maybe a couple of his other ones, like the weird cat people one, that I really didn't enjoy that one at all. But this one, absolute banger. Like I said, there'll be a link down below to where if you want to read this, you can just click on the link and you can read it for free, and come back and tell me what you think of it if you haven't read it already. or if you have read it, let me know down below whether you liked it or not. I thought it was great. The question, I like to end these videos with a question. Are you an outdoors person? Do you like the outdoors? I'm not a big fan of going hiking through the forest, but I love myself a good forest or a wooded disc golf course. I just wish that I was in way better shape to to get the most out of these wooded disc golf courses, because they tend to be really hard and take a lot of energy. But I still love me some Northwoods, or we played one up in Milan this past summer. It was a couple months ago now. That was Milan, Illinois. That was wooded and a lot of fun. Those are my favorite disc golf courses. So yes, I do like. I like a good woods if there's a disc golf course plopped in the middle of it. So I think that's it for this one, peeps. And cheers.